Hey, everybody, this is Florence. And in today's episode, I can't believe it, it's episode 141. I'm going to share how to speak your thoughts and watch AI turn them into a refined written content or into images. And we're going to be using a really easy to use application called Alphana. It's a content creation repurposing application that I have been using, and you have been watching some of the content that I've produced. So let's go ahead and get going and get into the content right away. And before I show you how we're going to use, and today, again, it's about written content. Before I show you how we're going to get the the audio content in or the voice content in, I want to share with you there's a little bit of pre-work you want to do in order to make this time very valuable and quick. And so I'm going to walk through just the two or three things you want to do up front, and then I'll share with you some examples of how I'm using this, just using plain audio files. Nope, and I'll kind of share some of the other ways. So the pre-work is number one, decide what you want to create. When you're repurposing, you need to know what it is. What is the result you want to achieve? And some examples, and I'll show you some of these examples. Is do you want to use that audio file or that MP3 file or whatever type of audio file it is? Do you want to generate a list of ideas from it? Do you want to write an email? Do you want to create some kind of digital product? Do you want like an ebook or some kind of course content or an outline or a blog or any number? You'll see when we get into Alphana, there are lots and lots and lots of different things you can create. But your first thing is decide upfront what you want to create. What this new thing is that you want to generate from what you already have. And the key is you're starting with what you already have. You're not asking AI to help you make a decision about what your content is. That works great if you need to go back and forth with an LLM, but this is not going back and forth with an LLM. You're starting with something that you already have made in some form, and then you're going to repurpose that already made content. That's what repurposing is. And once you decide what it is you want to create, it may be one item, it could be 10 different things. Then decide what your source content is. In other words, you may have 10 audio files. Today we're talking about audio versus video. You may have 10 audio files that you want to create something from. Decide which of those you're going to use to create this content. So that's your pre-work. It's a little bit of making some decisions up front before you start and being intentional about what you're doing, what your outcome is, and what your source is. Just remember this is your source material that you have already generated. So, how does Alphana work? And the next thing I want to share with you, and then I'm going to greet. I see y'all coming in and greeting each other. So glad to have you in the building, Natalie and Roy and Frank and Emotional CEO. Glad to have you all in the building with me this evening. But Alphana does something called pre-engineered prompts, fancy word to say Alphana, the company, writes these prompts for you, and you don't have to write them. You don't have to generate them. You don't have to go back and forth figuring out what you want how to get the prompt to create the thing that you want to create. That's the efficiency and the time saver, that you're not having to do that work. You may be qualified to do it. You may like doing it, but when you're talking about being efficient and being productive, having this already done for you is a time saver. It's an efficiency booster for you. So we're going to use some pre-engineered prompts. Now, I said you could also create yours. You can also create your prompts yourself in Alphana. You can modify existing prompts. So if you're struggling a little bit and you've gotten close to what you want to produce, you can modify that already existing prompt to and then save it as something that you want to use later. So those are some of the things you can do with this tool. And we're going to see some of what I've done. And then one thing I will encourage you once you get in is to actually look at these template workflows. They call them templates, but it's a series of types of content that are created. So it may be 5 things, it may be 10, it may be 20, and get familiar with what they're creating and what the prompts look like so that you can modify them even if you want to do something completely different. What are the benefits? That's always what's the trade-off? You're doing using this tool. The benefits are you're reducing jumping between AI tools or LLMs. Alphana uses ChatGPT on the back end. It's currently got different versions like GPT-4 Mini, GPT-4. I suspect they're going to be dropping GPT-5 in. Have no proof of that, but they stay pretty current with the models that are coming out. And then it also reduces your time of you creating these prompts and going back and forth. So let's go ahead and say hello to some folks who are out here with us. And then I'm going to jump to the screen. So, who is here with us? Of course, well, if I can figure out how to do it, we have Frank Jackson saying hello to everyone. Hi, Frank. Glad to have you in the building. And of course, we have the emotional CEO saying happy Friday, Live Tribe. And even if you are not currently commenting in chat so that I know who you are and I can greet you, I am so excited to have you here. And I'm excited about this topic. Hey, hello, 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 Natalie Johnson Lee. Glad to have you in the building. And hello, everyone. Tech Troublemaker Roy. So glad to have you here. I see you got a lot to say. You're greeting folks today and enjoying. Frank, oh, you're saying emotional CEO is saying hello to a bunch of folks. Hey, David Hunt, how you doing? Glad to have you with us this evening as well. And there she is. Hey, Tora, ask some good questions today, Tora. You always have some tough ones. Uh, what are you talking about? Almost miss. No, don't miss this one. This one I'm enjoying. I'm totally enjoying. So let's go ahead and jump over to my screen. And I have Alphana already up. And the way you get to it is there's a link in the description that you can go to and so I'm going to just share with you. There is a link in the description that you can get to, and you can also it'll take you there, and you can get the tool right going to that link. But here I am in Alphana, and I just want to kind of share a little bit of the screen with you. You see, I have 23 projects that I've run so far. You can do a search. There are tutorials. There's some quick create, and here we go. You can start from scratch, choose from their library. You can do some video into different things like short clips. So this is what many of us thought of as video clips, but social posts, tips and lessons, blog posts. But that's not all. Down the side, you've got your projects, clips, templates, and I'm going to go to the templates real quick. And the reason I want to go to these templates before I show you how I put one in is because these templates are the magic. There are all kinds podcast content, and if you hover over it, let's see if I can do it correctly. You can see for any one of these templates the many different types of content that's created. So for this one, it creates a summary of the content, it creates Instagram Reels, it creates Facebook caption, blog or post images, Twitter threads, give you Twitter ideas, give you LinkedIn posts, give you blog ideas, give you blog posts, give you a newsletter, give you SEO and long tail keywords. So that's a workflow. It's not just one thing that's being created or one type of content being created from your source material. And this is the reason said start with deciding what it is you want to create in the beginning, because it will help you pick either an existing template or build your own template. Okay. The other thing you can do, let's see if I get to the right place. No, I always do this wrong. I do this wrong every time. Let's see. So now you can also look at the templates a different way. There are featured templates. And what I did was I came over here and I clicked on this see more button in the corner. And so it goes to what are popular workflows that are created. And even if you look at them this way, it'll show you the different ones. And it'll show you, you can look at that. You can look at featured workflows because they're producing these new workflows or templates all the time. You'll see there are literally hundreds of them in here. You can look at templates that you created, and you see I've created a couple on my own. So you have a lot of different ways, but this is how you do this. You start with what you want, and we're going to do audio. I'm going to show you one I pre-created, but I'm going to show you how to get the audio file in here. You come down here to this search bar, you click on add YouTube video or upload. And here you can pick, you can do a YouTube link, upload from your computer, reuse from your library, which is huge, or you can paste text in. We'll talk about text at a later time. So I'm going to pick video or audio. And this is, I have an audio file on my computer and I just want to drag it in. I literally grab it, drag it, and drop it. Everybody who uses a Mac know you use drag and drop for just about everything. And it uploads the file into Alphana. That's how easy it is to get your audio file in. Your audio file could have been created by, it could be an audio podcast. That's one source. It can be the audio from a webinar or a workshop or a speech. It can be an audio file from anything. It can be an audio file of an idea that you fleshed out a little bit, as long as you have the audio file. And once you do that, you put it in, you have to pick a card or a or a template. If you pick a card, you can then say, I want to generate video, text, or images. Let's say I want to do text because I'm a text girl. I like words. And then I want to say, I want to write something for LinkedIn. Now, up here, I put linked. I didn't even spell it all the way out. I just typed the word linked. And what it did was said, these are the templates that are going to create different LinkedIn pieces of content. And there are 10 of them. I'm not even showing you all. If I keep scrolling, there are more. Just LinkedIn. Now, remember, these are not a single card. This is going to be multiple things. So let's say I'm going to create 10 viral LinkedIn hooks. I will check it. It puts a check mark. And then I go click down here, say next. It gives me an option to personalize even further. I can change the tone. I can change the reading level. I can change who the target audience is. Let's say I'm going to write this for creators. I can change the language if I want to just English, other, German, French, Portuguese, and I can add additional instructions in here, optional things like do's and don'ts, brand colors if I'm doing graphics, uh, words to avoid, and any other custom notes that I want to add. And I click next. Now, it will automatically ask you if you want to edit the transcript before generating. I always choose no because I already know, and you will know that what's in your file is good to go. You've already made that decision. There is no reason to 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 take that extra step. And then now that I've made those choices, I just click generate. Now it's going to go off and it's going to generate these 10 viral LinkedIn hooks that I ask it to generate. And it's working, and they'll pop up here. While it's doing that, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you this green bar here, this one that doesn't have an image. This is a text. It was a plain audio file that I uploaded. And I created two pieces of content. I created some YouTube title ideas from that content, and it gave me 10. I could change it if I click here on the card and say edit. It's going to bring up that pre engineered prompt. I can edit this and say, I want to create more than 10, or I want to create less than 10, or I want to change the audience. So this is, if you click on edit on the card, that's where you can edit. What this is the actual prompt that's being run to create this list. And you can edit it, you can change it to whatever you want. You can also make a copy. You can also regenerate. If you didn't like what it generated, you can say regenerate. And I also told it, hey, I want 4 images. So these are the 4 images just from audio. There was no video. These are the 4 images based on what I had said in that audio file that it created. Again, I can edit the prompt to change what they look like, what type of um, image it is, the size of the image, how many images. Typically, it wants to create 4 at a time. I can regenerate this, the total number of images, 1, 2, 4, as well. So once you have the basic idea of what you want, and my encouragement to you is to start with short instead of running 30, run 1 or 2. So you can get familiar with what it'll do. And then what I did, you all saw it this week. I took some existing content, ran it through Alphana, generated some images, and I've posted those images on LinkedIn. I've posted images on the YouTube community post. What I know, and this is the beauty of it, the content is my content. It's not someone else's. It's not the LLM's content that it made up after me asking it a bunch of questions. It's what I already had produced, and that's what it's using. Okay. If you have a question, please remember to drop your question in the comment and put a Q colon in front of it, and I'll be glad to answer questions. So let's go back to the screen. So now you've got these 2 pieces of content. Well, maybe I want to do something else. I don't have to start over. I've already got the basic transcript. I can add a card, and now I can say I want a Facebook caption. It's going to take that same transcript from that audio file and it's going to make Facebook captions from it, just from your own content, whatever that is, whatever you've used your voice to create. This is how easy and fast it is. Now, if I want to save this as a new template, because I want to do this process again and I don't want to have to create these, I go to the 3 dots, click on them, pick save as template, give it a name. my new template. I'm real original here, and save it. What that does is now when I go to use another audio file and I want to create these same three types of content, all I need to do is load the audio file, pick that template, and let it run. And I'm going to get a Facebook caption, I'm going to get YouTube ideas, and I'm going to get 4 images. I can change these. I can tell it to use different brand colors. I can tell it to not use this style of content. I can tell it I want to use just um, more of a plain background with just words on there. So you can do whatever you want. I'm going to come back to you all and see who has questions or comments. I see you guys commenting out there, and I saw a couple of new people join in. Hello, oh, hello, Ender Trading. Glad to have you here. Yes, I have, and I actually was playing with it with Copilot today. Um, I want to change this to the other because I like the bigger view better. So yeah, you find automated tools to create short of long form don't do a great job. This one does a really good job. I have been very, very happy with it. Um, and it's because I'm not really focused on recreating video clips. For me, it's more either images or written content, written words, emails, blog posts, idea list, marketing ideas, and those sort of things that I'm using it for. And it's been really, really good. The other thing is, else are you seeing? You were impressed. Okay. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I actually liked it as well. You're talking about Chat GPT 5 that came out. Yeah, actually pretty decent. Um, that's how easy and fast we're talking about being productive, and I submit that we're all creators, not solely um, those who put out YouTube videos. That's creating, but we all create something, and we um, we can reuse that content. We can reuse what we already have produced and put our minds to and put our work into already and turn it into something else. So Tori, you have a question. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. So let me get back to Tora's question. Here you go. And your question is, does Alphana allow for speaker identification training so it remembers recurring voices? I'm seeing two different questions here, so please clarify. If you edit the transcript, you can identify the speakers, so it will remember that. Um, that I have not played with because generally it's for me, it's just me. I haven't done a lot with others, although I did do one where I had a panel. So you can identify the speakers and then it'll switch and identify who's speaking. And if you want to turn that into more of like an ebook or something else where you want to identify who added what part of the content, that's great. Um, and the other thing I like about Alphana is the team at Alphana is always looking for ideas to create these cards or these workflows, and they're creating them every week. We put in the community, you'll put in an idea for something, and the next week they've created it, and sometimes even before the next week, it's been created. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm having a hard time reading. All right. Gotcha. That's what you were wondering. Yes. Yeah, good. I answered your question. So yeah, you can do you can um identify the speakers in it. We'll talk about video because it does do a couple of other things. As you see, you can create clips from the video and other things. And I'm going to encourage you to start thinking about, especially if you've got a catalog of content that you have not used, reused, reproduced. Maybe you have, for example, you have a newsletter and some of the content that you want to you put out in other forms, particularly if it's an audio or video or even written text, you can reuse um, and go back and go through that catalog of material that you already have and bring it forward, because there are people who didn't read that article. There are people who didn't read the blog. There are people who didn't see your video. There are people who didn't hear the podcast, but you can reproduce it in a different form. I tell you, I'm loving being able to create graphic images from my content, from my videos, from my audio, and just getting them done very quickly and simply using this tool. I have been quite pleased. I've tried different formats, different layouts, different styles, and they all have worked. And I see we've got another question here, so let's go to it. Enda, you say, have you ever tried Missing Letter? It's a powerful social media management tool, great to promote your work. I have not. I use a couple of different social media management tools already, and they are working, excuse me, pretty well. They're working well for me. Um, they link to, I use Radar for one, and I actually have been using the social media connection in um, Adobe Express. They work as well, and Adobe Express specifically for Blue Sky is really good. Radar supports Blue Sky. I don't really post on Facebook. I hardly ever log into Facebook. My primary social is either going to be YouTube community post or LinkedIn. Those are the ones that I'm starting to do a little bit more with Blue Sky. But that's kind of it. Not Haven't really done much on Instagram, and no, not sure that I ever will. Okay. But thank you for sharing that tip. And then I am very excited about this tool because it allows me to take what I've already done and form it into something in addition to video. It's definitely not, its primary repurposing goal is not to reproduce short form video or vertical video. That is not, you can do clips from it. It does work, but that is not its primary, today, the primary purpose. The primary purpose is to take either video, audio, or text and turn it into either text. Oh, I forgot this one, songs. It'll turn it into songs or turn it into graphic images. Those are the three main. And when I say text, it can be hundreds of different types of text content that it produces. Hey, James Hicks, so glad to see you in the building, sir. I was looking for you last night and didn't see you. And now you're Mr. Hicks, according to Frank Jackson. So, those are the things that I wanted to share. Really dig down and start thinking about what audio content that I have that's already, I already have it. I've already put it together. I'd want to now turn it into something else. This is a fantastic tool for that purpose. And remember the things that I said beforehand and start small, or you can start with some of the templates or multi step workflows and peel them back to what you want and change them. I showed you how to take one existing set of workflows and turn it into a template that you can just rerun. But just know that you have a lot of customization you can do. You can create a single card or multiples. Repurposing, reuse any generated audio files you have, Whether you're using OBS, Ecamm, um, StreamYard, EVMux, any other type of tool, Zoom, right? Microsoft Teams, if you've got an audio file and you want to reuse it, this is an awesome tool. Repurpose audio only podcasts. Some of you maybe have years of audio only podcasts. Great way to repurpose that. And then remember that standalone material where you just had an idea and you were talking it out. You've got it on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer, wherever you have it. Grab that, upload it into Alphana, and use it. Definitely use it. And remember, I have a link to in the description that you can go to. You can get a trial version of Alphana, and if you choose to purchase it, I have a coupon code you can use for 20% off. So you don't have to, but it's available to you, and I want you to know that it's there for you. I'm going to leave with this. I said I wasn't going to be long. Repurposing is a great productive use of some of your 1,440 minutes in a day. You've already done a level of work. If you know why you are repurposing, what you want to repurpose, and when to repurpose it, meaning timing, uh, I answer those questions in the video that's going to be linked in the description and also showing on the screen. And I hope you go watch that or listen to it and get those questions answered so you know a way to use Alphana.ai, Alphana.ai, to take your audio, your voice only content, and turn it into literally hundreds of other types of content. And it's just yours. It's not anybody else's. It's what you've already done. And with that, if there are no other questions, I'm going to get out of here and go home. I'll give you guys a few seconds to see if there are any other questions, and then we're going to get out of here. I see, Frank, you put something up. Let me see what you're talking about here because I can't read it on this little screen. Oh, you put the link in. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Frank, for being the moderator and getting that in for everybody. So that is it. That's all. We're going to continue talking about different use cases for using this tool next week. And next week, we're going to talk about video, different things you can do with video. And I might sneak something in with a song, but that's not my jam. We'll see. With that, I'm going to say good night, everybody. Have a great evening, and I will see you in the next live stream.